Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Korean ebook before it's gone.
10 phrases to help you in an emergency. Let's begin. 경찰을 불러주세요. Call the police, please. So 경찰 means policeman, and 불러주세요 means please call. So when you're in an emergency and if you want someone to call police over the phone or in person, you can say 경찰을 불러주세요. Call the police, please. You can also, if you need an ambulance, you can say ambulance를 불러주세요 by replacing the word 경찰 here and say ambulance를 불러주세요 or 구급차를 불러주세요, which means call me the ambulance, please. So if you can make a call, you can call 112 to call a police or 119 to call a fire truck or ambulance. 열이 나나요? Do you have a fever? So here we have the word 열, which means fever. It can be any kind of heat, like it can be also, you can also use it to mean the heat from fire. But when you talk about your health, like body condition, 열 can mean fever. So when you go to a hospital, you might hear this question in Korean, and you can say 예 to mean yes or 아니요 to mean no. 여권을 잃어버렸어요. I lost my passport. So 여권 literally means the book for travel because 여 is the Chinese character meaning travel and 권 is kind of the counter for books. So 여권 means passport, and when you lost your passport, before or after you call your embassy, you also have to report it to a police. So in that case, when you go to a police station, you can say 여권을 잃어버렸어요. 잃어버렸어요 or 잃어버리다 is the verb meaning to lost. So you can actually say you lost something using this pattern. Say, 우산을 잃어버렸어요. I lost my umbrella. 가방을 잃어버렸어요. I lost my bag. 뭔가 잘못 먹은 것 같아요. I think I ate something bad. It's a little bit long phrase to remember, but I think this is kind of polite way to say I ate something bad. If you don't want to hurt anyone, I think this is a phrase that you can use at a hospital or even at a restaurant. So 뭔가 at the beginning of the sentence here means something. 잘못 means wrong, wrongly, and 먹은 것 같아요 means I think I ate something. So here we have the verb 같아요, which means I think, it seems like, and it makes your sentence indirect and also polite. So you'll be able to see a lot of expressions in Korean have this kind of ending, like 같아요, so that it doesn't sound direct, a little bit softer, and also polite. 의사가 필요해요. I need a doctor. So when you need a medical help, you can use this phrase to say I need a doctor. 의사가 필요해요. Here, 의사 means a doctor, and you can also put any other words too. For example, 도움이 필요해요, which means I need a help. The particle 가 should be changed depending on the noun. So if you don't want to worry about the particle because you really need help right now, but not make any grammatical mistake, you can just keep saying particle and just say 의사 필요해요. I need a doctor. 도움 필요해요. I need help. It doesn't sound 100% natural, but it means clear. Anyways. 호텔로 돌아가는 길을 못 찾겠어요. I can't find the way back to my hotel. If you are looking for some guest house and hotels with reasonable prices, you'll be able to find many of them in north part of Seoul, which has a longer history than south part of Seoul. That also means that the roads are kind of smaller and not easy to find because it's been there for like 600, 700 years. So in that case, I recommend you to get a name card of your hotel when you check in. So that other Korean people can help you because there are a lot of guest hotels, guest houses which are new. Korean people might not be able to, find it if they just hear the name only. So I think it's better to get the name card at the check-in desk when you arrive at the hotel. 이 근처에 약국 있나요? Is there a pharmacy nearby? So we have the noun 약국 here. 약 means medicine and 국 is something like store. So 약국 means pharmacy. I think you'll be able to easily find a pharmacy in Korea, but when it's on weekends, it might not easy to find one nearby. So I think before you go to a pharmacy on your map, on your smartphone, I think it's better to call them. If they answer, that means they're open. So you can just go there or ask the front desk staff to call them or check it for you to see if they're open. Because many times, half of them will be closed. So I think it's better to check it in advance. And if you just need some simple medicine, I think you can also check out the convenience store nearby. I think they have some medicines there too. 좀 도와주실래요? Can you help me? To say can you help me, you can just say 도와주실래요? But here we have the word 좀, which means a little, like, a few. Because if you use that at the beginning of your question or request, you or request a question will be very polite. So even if you don't want to say, can you help me a little bit? Like by using the word 좀, you can make your request much more polite. 길을 잃었어요. I'm lost. So here we have the word 길, which means street. So it literally means I lost what street I am, something like that. If you just simply say 잃었어요 to mean I'm lost, it means I lost something. So if you want to say I am lost because I don't know where I am, make sure to say 길을 at the beginning and say 길을 잃었어요. 영어 하세요? Do you speak English? It literally means do you do English? But when you want to ask someone if someone speaks English, this 하세요, the verb meaning to do, make your question more natural. So you can say 영어 하세요 to mean do you speak English? Or if you want to ask another language, for example, 중국어, Chinese, you can say 중국어 하세요. Do you speak Chinese? 5 sentence patterns for beginners. Let's begin. 제 이름은 입니다. My name is. So after you say 제 이름은, which means my name is, you can just put your name and say 입니다. 입니다 is the word meaning to be. So unlike English, you have to put your name in the middle of the sentence. So for example, my name is 재휘, so I can say 제 이름은 재휘입니다. My name is 재휘. 제 이름은 재휘입니다. My name is 재휘. 저는 입니다. I am. So I think this is kind of the magic sentence pattern. You can put anything in there. You can even put the name of your job. You can also put your nationality, like ethnic group, or anything in there, because that literally means I am something. So for example, if you are, let's say, from the UK, you can say 저는 영국 사람입니다 by using the word 영국 사람, which means British, or literally means the person from the UK. And if your job is a student, you can say 저는 학생입니다 using the noun 학생, which means a student. So you just, put anything in there. Just say 저는, which means I am. And then put a noun and say 입니다, which means to be. 어디예요? Where is? So when you want to see where something is, you just have to put the noun about the place at the beginning and say 어디예요? Make sure to raise the tone at the end of sentence as in 어디예요, not 어디예요. It's because when you say 어디예요, it becomes a question, but if you say 어디예요, it becomes a statement. So make sure to say 어디예요 when you ask a question. So if you are in a park and if you want to know where a restroom is, you can use the noun 화장실, which means restroom, and then just say 어디예요? 화장실 어디예요? Where's the restroom? 저는 에 살아요. I live in. So unlike English, you have to put the name of the place in the middle of the sentence. So if you live in Seoul, Seoul in Korean, you can say 저는 서울에 살아요. 저는 서울에 살아요. So simply say 저는, which means I do, I am, and then name of the place and say 에 살아요. Here 에 is the particle for location. If you put the particle 에 right after the place name, it becomes in Seoul, for example, like as in 서울에. For sure, like in many cases, you can just skip saying particle and just say 저는 서울 살아요. But it sounds a little bit not natural, so it's better to use the particle 에 if you can remember it correctly. 저는 좋아해요. I like. So 좋아해요 is the verb meaning to like something. So if you like something, you just say 저는 and the object and just say 좋아해요, which means I like something. So for example, if you like 한국, Korea, everything about Korea, you can say 저는 한국 좋아해요. I like Korea. I think this is the magic word to make more Korean friends when you see someone for the first time. If you like something else, like let's say 갈비, which is kind of marinated beef or pork, you can say 저는 갈비 좋아해요. I like 갈비, the marinated beef or pork. 20 travel phrases you should know. Let's begin. 고마워요. Thank you. I think if you just have to remember just one phrase before you travel to Korea, I think this is the phrase that you should know. 고마워요. There are different phrases meaning thank you. For example, 감사합니다, which is more formal, something like I appreciate. But 고마워요 can be used in general for any like casual or formal situation. For example, 저쪽에 가시면 화장실이 있어요. The toilet is over there. And you can just say 고마워요, thank you. Just for your tip, in Korea, it's mandatory to open a bathroom on the first floor of every building. So if you don't know where you can find a restroom, you just go to any big building around you, and then you'll be able to see a restroom open to public on the first floor of each building. 저기요, excuse me. If you want to ask how to get to a restroom around you, you can just say 저기요, 화장실은 어디에 있어요? Excuse me, where's the toilet? And then you can say 고마워요 to thank you after getting the answer. 얼마입니까? How much is it? 얼마입니까 sounds a little bit formal, so if you want to go a little bit casual, you can also say 얼마예요? How much is it? You're at a store like for clothing and you find a very good clothing for you, but there's no price tag. Then in this case, you can say 얼마입니까? 얼마예요? Meaning how much is this? 기차역이 어디예요? Where's the train station? Here we have the noun 기차역 meaning train station, and you can replace it with the other noun saying 화장실이 어디예요? Where's the toilet? Or 지하철역이 어디예요? Where's the subway station? 와이파이 인터넷은 무료인가요? Is the Wi-Fi free? So here we have the word Wi-Fi internet, or simply you can also say Wi-Fi to mean Wi-Fi. If you go to any cafe like Starbucks, let's say you buy a coffee and you can get a receipt, and on the receipt you can find a Wi-Fi password. Checking it, you can ask them saying Wi-Fi는 무료인가요? or Wi-Fi 인터넷은 무료인가요? Meaning is the Wi-Fi free? 이거로 할게요. I'd like this. 이걸로 할게요. I like this. Here we have the noun 이거 meaning this. If you want to say that thing, you can say 저거로 할게요. I'd like that. 메뉴판 좀 주실래요? Could we have the menu please? 메뉴판 좀 주실래요? Could we have the menu please? You can just simply say menu and say 메뉴 좀 주실래요? to mean the same thing. This is very polite expression, so I recommend you to use that. And if you need something else, you can just replace 메뉴판 with something else. For example, 물 좀 주실래요? Could we have water please? Or 김치 좀 주실래요? Could we have kimchi please? 추천해 주시겠어요? Do you have any recommendations? If you're not sure what to have at the restaurant, you can just say 추천해 주시겠어요? Do you have any recommendations? If you're not sure what to order at a Korean restaurant, I would highly recommend you try 불고기, which is kind of seasoned beef with soy sauce and sugar. So it's a little bit salty but also sweet but not spicy. 불고기를 추천합니다. I recommend 불고기. 땅콩 알러지가 있어요. I'm allergic to peanuts. If you're allergic to peanuts, you can just say 땅콩 알러지가 있어요. If you're allergic to something else, you can just say something 알러지가 있어요. For example, if you're allergic to cats, you can just replace 땅콩 with 고양이, which means cat, and say 고양이 알러지가 있어요. I'm allergic to cats. 채식 메뉴 있어요? Do you have any vegetarian dishes? Although many Korean dishes use a lot of vegetables, it's not easy to find something only for vegetarians. So it's better to ask 채식 메뉴 있어요? Do you have any vegetarian dishes? Before you order something at a Korean restaurant. Or if you want to try a traditional Korean dish but without any beef or meat, you can just say 고기 빼고 주세요, which means please make dish without meat. 계산서 주세요. Could I have the check? If you want to pay for your dish, you can just ask 계산서 주세요. 카드 돼요? Do you take credit card? 카드 돼요? Do you take credit card? Almost all the restaurants, they accept credit cards. So even if you don't have any Korean currency, it's okay to just go to a restaurant and just pay by your credit card. 사진 좀 찍어주실래요? Could you take a picture of me, please? So if you're alone, but if you want to take a picture of you with something beautiful, you can just ask, 사진 좀 찍어주실래요? 금연석으로 주세요. I'd like to have a non-smoking seat, please. Actually, you don't have to ask this question anymore because since 2015, all restaurants in South Korea became non-smoking, like smoking-free. But you can use the pattern to ask something else. For example, 창가 근처로 주세요. I'd like to have a window seat. 할인해 주실 수 있어요? Could you give me a discount? Simply, you can also say 할인해 주세요, which means please give me a discount. When you are at a Korean traditional market, I think it's mandatory to ask this question because usually they expect their customers to ask this question. So it's better to ask the question. It's kind of fun to get some discount. So in the case, you can say 할인해 줄 수 있어요? Could you give me a discount? Or 할인해 주세요. Please give me a discount. 지도 좀 주실래요? Could I get a map? It's possible to not have any internet connection on your phone, so you need a map. In that case, you can just go to a tourist information center where you can find almost every tourist spot in South Korea and just say 지도 좀 주실래요? Could I get a map? 예약했어요. I have a reservation. So when you step into a hotel, when you step into a guest house, the staff will ask you like 예약하셨어요? Did you make a reservation? Then you can say 예약했어요. I made a reservation. I have a reservation. 물 주세요. Water please. This is very simple pattern. Like you can just replace 물 with something else. 김치 주세요. 김치 please. 주세요 can be used for any situations. It sounds polite, but still a little bit casual. If you want to be really polite, you can also say something 주시겠어요? 물 주시겠어요? 김치 주시겠어요? That means, could you please give me something? But for most of the cases, you can just remember 주세요 and say something 주세요 to mean something please. 영어 할 줄 아세요? Do you speak English? Simply, you can also say 영어 하세요. It literally means, do you do English? But it can mean, do you speak English? You know, if someone says something in Korean and you want to ask the person to repeat this question in English, you can just say 영어로 말해주세요. Please say that in English. 괜찮아요. It's okay. So in Korean, it's better to say something indirectly if you want to be polite. So if you want to say no, it's better to say 괜찮아요, which literally means it's okay, but it can be translated as no. So for example, if someone asks you to buy something, you can just say 괜찮아요 to mean no. It's better than saying 아니에요, which means no, literally, because it sounds too direct, and so therefore it sounds a little bit rude.
Want to speak real Korean from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at KoreanClass101.com.
Top 10 phrases to survive at the station. Let's begin. 에 가고 싶은데요. I'd like to go to. 에 가고 싶은데요. I'd like to go to. Here we have the particle 에, which we call a location marking particle. In English, like when you say to the station, the to indicates the location, right? The same thing happens in Korea. Like if you just use the particle 에, that indicates the location. So for example, like if you want to say to Seoul Station, you can say 서울역, the name of the Seoul Station in Korean, and say 에, the location marking particle, 서울역에, to Seoul Station. So if you ask a question using this phrase, 어디에 가고 싶은데요? I'd like to go somewhere. You might hear some answers, and one of them might be 이 버스를 타세요. Please take this bus. 여기가 가는 플랫폼 맞나요? Is this the right platform for? 여기가 여기가 가는 플랫폼 맞나요? Is this the right platform for? So between 여기가 and 가는, you can just put your destination. So for example, 여기가 종로 가는 플랫폼 맞나요? Is this the right platform for 종로. It's because sometimes, in a subway station, you'll see two platforms on the other side. Sometimes you might need to check if you're on the right platform or not. And then if it is right, you hear 네, 맞아요. Yes, it is. Or you might hear 아니요, 반대편 플랫폼으로 가세요. Which means that no, go to the other platform, please. 막차는 언제 있어요? What time is the last train? 막차는 언제 있어요? What time is the last train? 막차 is the word meaning last train or last bus because it literally means the last car. So you might hear all different hours, but sometimes people might tell you that 자정에 있어요. It is at midnight. If you're in Seoul, you don't have to worry about 막차, last car, when you take a bus because it runs 24/7. So you don't have to worry about it that much. 가려면 어디에서 갈아타요? Where do I change for? 가려면 어디에서 갈아타요? Where do I change for? So before this expression, you can just put your destination. For example, 서울역에 가려면 어디에서 갈아타요? Where do I change for Seoul Station? The good thing about Korean subway system is that the transfer is for free, like no matter what line you take. As long as it's under the subway system, you don't have to worry about paying too much when you transfer to the other line. So for example, if you say 시청 가려면 어디에서 갈아타요? Where do I change for the city hall? People might say that 서울역에서 갈아타세요. Please change at the Seoul Station. 기차역이 어디예요? Where is the train station? 기차역이 어디예요? Where is the train station? If you're a fan of Google Maps, you have to remember that Google Maps sometimes doesn't work well in Korea because of the laws and regulations. So you might have to ask sometimes where something is because the Google Map might not show something clearly. In that case, you can say 기차역이 어디예요? Where's the train station? And there will be a lot of kind people who might say 이쪽으로 따라오세요. Please follow me this way. 표는 어디에서 사요? Where can I buy a ticket? 표는 어디에서 사요? Where can I buy a ticket? If you're new to Korea, there might be a lot of things that you have to learn from the very beginning. One of them is where to buy tickets. If you're not sure where to buy your ticket, you can say 표는 어디에서 사요? 표 is the word meaning ticket. And you might hear something like 저기 승차권 발매기가 있어요. The ticket machines are over there. Or if you live in South Korea, I think it's better to just buy your transportation card, which is known as T-money. In that case, you don't have to worry about buying a ticket. 까지 얼마예요? How much is it to? 까지 얼마예요? How much is it to? So before this expression, you can just put your destination. For example, 서울역까지 얼마예요? How much is it to Seoul Station? Then you hear something like 3,000원입니다. It's 3,000 won. These days, you don't have to talk to anyone. Actually, you just go to a vending machine and just press your destination, then it's going to show you the price. But if you want to check something before you go to the station, you can just ask 서울역까지 얼마예요? How much is it to Seoul Station? 이 버스 가나요? Does this bus go to? 이 버스 가나요? Does this bus go to? And then you can just say your destination. 이 버스 means this bus, and 가나요 means is it going? In most cases, you just have to put the phrases saying the transportation method, like 이 버스, this bus, or 이 지하철, this subway, and then just say 가나요, is it going? If you want to know if the bus or if the subway car goes to a specific destination. For example, if you want to go to 롯데월드, the amusement park, you can say 이 버스 롯데월드 가나요? You just put the destination in the middle. Does this bus go to 롯데월드? And if the bus is going, you will hear 네, 갑니다. Yes, it is going. 버스 정류장이 어디예요? Where is the bus stop? 버스 정류장이 어디예요? Where is the bus stop? When you are looking for bus stop, just look at the middle of the street because in many cases they have a special lane for buses. It's not on the side. For some cases, it's in the middle. And when you ask this kind of question, you hear something like 길 건너편에 있어요. It's across the street. 기차가 늦네요. The train's running late. 기차가 늦네요. The train's running late. Here we have the word 기차, which means a train. If the person knows it'll be coming soon, you'll hear 곧 올 거예요. It'll arrive soon.
In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
서점에서 여자가 점원에게 무언가를 부탁하고 있습니다. 그 여자는 어떤 책을 보고 싶어 합니까? 죄송합니다. 그 선반에 있는 책을 보고 싶습니다.
어떤 책이요?
자동차에 대한 책이요.
잠시만 기다려주세요. 이거요?
네, 맞아요.
여기 있습니다.
그 여자는 어떤 책을 보고 싶어 합니까? 서점에서 여자가 점원에게 무언가를 부탁하고 있습니다. 그 여자는 어떤 책을 보고 싶어 합니까? 죄송합니다. 그 선반에 있는 책을 보고 싶습니다.
어떤 책이요?
자동차에 대한 책이요.
잠시만 기다려주세요. 이거요?
네, 맞아요.
여기 있습니다.
남자와 여자가 레스토랑에서 메뉴를 보고 있습니다. 남자는 무엇을 주문했습니까?
무엇을 주문할 거예요?
이 피자 맛있어 보여요. 이걸로 할게요.
전 어제 피자를 먹어서.
그럼 이 햄버거는 어때요?
좋아요. 그걸로 할게요.
남자는 무엇을 주문했습니까? 남자와 여자가 레스토랑에서 메뉴를 보고 있습니다. 남자는 무엇을 주문했습니까?
무엇을 주문할 거예요?
이 피자 맛있어 보여요. 이걸로 할게요.
전 어제 피자를 먹어서.
그럼 이 햄버거는 어때요?
좋아요. 그걸로 할게요.
남자가 병원에 전화를 하고 있습니다. 남자는 몇 시까지 병원에 가야 합니까? 여보세요. 무엇을 도와드릴까요?
오늘 문 여는 시간이 어떻게 되나요?
6시까지입니다. 하지만 5시 30분까지 와주세요.
네.
남자는 몇 시까지 병원에 가야 합니까? 남자가 병원에 전화를 하고 있습니다. 남자는 몇 시까지 병원에 가야 합니까? 여보세요. 무엇을 도와드릴까요?
오늘 문 여는 시간이 어떻게 되나요?
6시까지입니다. 하지만 5시 30분까지 와주세요.
네.
남자아이가 자신의 일기장을 읽고 있습니다. 남자아이가 오늘 가장 처음 한 일은 무엇입니까?
오늘은 날씨가 매우 좋았다. 나는 오후에 수영장에 갔다. 그리고 나는 저녁에 영화를 보러 갔다. 또 아침에 나는 공부를 했다. 오늘은 매우 좋은 하루였다.
남자아이가 오늘 가장 처음 한 일은 무엇입니까? 남자아이가 자신의 일기장을 읽고 있습니다. 남자아이가 오늘 가장 처음 한 일은 무엇입니까?
오늘은 날씨가 매우 좋았다. 나는 오후에 수영장에 갔다. 그리고 나는 저녁에 영화를 보러 갔다. 또 아침에 나는 공부를 했다. 오늘은 매우 좋은 하루였다.
여자와 남자가 사진을 보고 있습니다. 어떤 사진을 보고 있습니까? 이거 너네 아들 축구팀 사진이지? 누가 너네 아들이야?
이 아이,
아, 팀에서 키가 가장 크네.
나보다도 키가 더 커.
어떤 사진을 보고 있습니까? 여자와 남자가 사진을 보고 있습니다. 어떤 사진을 보고 있습니까? 이거 너네 아들 축구팀 사진이지? 누가 너네 아들이야?
이 아이,
아, 팀에서 키가 가장 크네.
나보다도 키가 더 커. Top 10 phrases your parents always say. Let's begin. 조심해, be careful. 조심해, be careful. Yeah, I think, yeah, you hear that not only from your parents, but almost from everyone. Like when you're about to do something very stupid or very like dangerous, then your friends or your parents might say that 조심해, be careful. 조용히 해, be quiet. 조용히 해, be quiet. I never heard this phrase in my life because I'm always like try to be quiet. But like, you know, sometimes I feel like I want some parents say this 조용히 해 to their kids at a restaurant or at some theater because some parents just let their kids do whatever they want to do. So I sometimes want to say that for their parents, like saying 조용히 해, be quiet. 얌전히 있어, behave. 얌전히 있어, behave. So 얌전히 means something like not making trouble, like just being calm, and 있어 means just be like something. So it means something like, you know, do not make in trouble or like just be there as you are. 숙제해, do your homework. 숙제해, do your homework. So here we have the word 숙제 meaning homework. 해 is kind of the word meaning do something because 하다 is the verb meaning to do. If you just say noun plus 해, that means that do something. So for example, 공부해, do study. 숙제해, do your homework. That kind of pattern. 가서 자, go to bed. 가서 자, go to bed. I heard this a lot when I was a kid because when I was in elementary school, the internet was introduced to public and I got a chance to use that. I really liked it. So I remember I used it until 2 a.m. even when I was in elementary school. So I heard this phrase a lot. 가서 자, go to bed. 세까지 센다. I'm going to count to 3. 세까지 센다. I'm going to count to 3. I think it's a very common phrase that Korean parents use. 세까지 센다. 하나, 둘, 셋. Or something like that. So set here means the number 3. So it literally means, okay, I'm going to count to 3. 그만해. Stop. 그만해. Stop. So 그만 here is the adverb meaning right there, like right at the edge or right there. And 해 means do. So it sounds something like don't do more than that. Like just stop there. So if you're arguing with your parents and if you say something bad, then your parents might say 그만해. Or if you keep doing something stupid, then you might hear the phrase 그만해. 장난 아니야. I'm not kidding. 장난 아니야. I'm not kidding. So here 장난 means something like play, joke. So it literally means it's not a play, it's not a joke. If your parents think you don't take their advice seriously, then they might say 장난 아니야. I'm not kidding. 당장 텔레비전 꺼. Turn the TV off now. 당장 텔레비전 꺼. Turn the TV off now. I think this is kind of the old phrase because I have some friends who are married and they say that their kids really love watching something on YouTube. So right these days, they say that they have to, you know, say 당장 유튜브 그만 봐. Stop watching YouTube. Stop YouTube, literally. So I think, you know, more and more kids are getting very familiar with the smartphones, watching something on YouTube. So I think the phrase are also changing by that trend. 이 닦았어? Did you brush your teeth? 이 닦았어? Did you brush your teeth? I heard this phrase a lot because I just wanted to go to bed right after doing something on the internet or watching TV. So I often heard this phrase a lot. 이 닦았어? Did you brush your teeth?
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.